the drama surrounding Lexie. Hull's latest interview didn't just stir up a few headlines. It cracked open the surface of something much deeper within the WNBA. What began as a simple conversation turned into a full-blown revelation. The Indiana Fever guard, known for her discipline, quiet fire, and loyalty, finally spoke. And what she said sent shockwaves through the league. She wasn't just defending Caitlin Clark. She was exposing every hater, every hypocrite, every jealous whisper that's been simmering all season long. When Lexie Hull spoke, it wasn't calculated PR or a scripted soundbite. It was raw, direct, and painfully honest. The kind of honesty that makes people uncomfortable because it holds up a mirror. Her words carried that rare, unfiltered truth that you only hear when someone's had enough. Enough of the fake smiles, enough of the subtle digs, enough of watching a teammate and a friend like Caitlin Clark be targeted simply for succeeding too much, too fast. It all started with what was supposed to be a lighthearted Glamour magazine feature. A sit-down meant to highlight Lexie's growing influence, her work ethic, and her leadership on a young Indiana Fever team still trying to find its identity. No one, not even the interviewer, expected it to become one of the most explosive moments of the WNBA offseason. When she was asked about veteran DeWanna Bonner's sudden and unexplained departure from the team, Lexie's tone shifted. Her voice, steady but emotional, revealed more than she probably realized. She recalled how excited she'd been to finally have a player in her position with that level of experience. A two-time champion, someone she could look up to and learn from. Then, almost overnight, Bonner was gone. No warning, no message, no explanation, just gone. We were all kind of like, what happened? Lexie said softly. But beneath those words was a sense of disappointment, maybe even betrayal. Because for Lexie, and for Caitlin, Bonner wasn't just a teammate. She was supposed to be a mentor, a guide, the veteran voice they could lean on in a league known for its challenges. Her exit left more than a roster gap. It left an emotional one. And that moment, that heartbreak disguised as confusion, became the spark that lit the match. Lexie didn't lash out, but her honesty hit hard. It struck at something raw and unspoken, something that had been building within the Fever all season long. The frustration of being misunderstood, criticized, and envied for the very success they worked for, because make no mistake, Caitlin Clark's arrival didn't just change Indiana. It changed the entire WNBA. Suddenly, one team was selling out arenas. Ratings were through the roof. Merchandise was flying off shelves. For the first time in years, casual sports fans were paying attention to women's basketball. Not because of controversy or politics, but because of sheer talent and charisma. But with that attention came resentment. Lexie saw it firsthand. The jealousy, the whispers, the snide remarks about media favoritism. And finally, she said what so many others were too afraid to say. The hate toward Caitlin Clark wasn't about basketball, and it was about jealousy. You've got the most popular team who brings in the highest ratings, she said. It's not shocking they get the most televised games. Then she delivered the truth that shattered every argument. The only way you get paid what you're owed is by getting the ratings that bring in the money to pay you. It was simple economics. But for a league that prides itself on equality, those words exposed a contradiction the WNBA has never wanted to face. That fairness and popularity don't always align. That success isn't owed, it's earned. And that while everyone claims they want growth, few are willing to accept what growth actually looks like. Lexie's defense of Caitlin wasn't about favoritism. It was about fairness. She'd seen her teammate get targeted on the court, shoved, mocked, and criticized for everything from her fame to her composure. She'd seen the way opposing players turned games against the Fever into personal crusades, treating Caitlin like a villain instead of an opponent. Lexie's message was clear. If you need to manufacture hate to get motivated, that's your problem, not ours. Her interview took aim not just at individuals, but at a culture that preaches unity while seething with division, a league that celebrates empowerment but punishes anyone who tells uncomfortable truths. She drew the comparison to the NFL, a league that understands business, that gives the biggest stage to the teams people actually want to watch. You don't put games on TV that no one will watch, she said. That's just how it works. In other words, stop complaining and start performing. If you want the spotlight, earn it. But not everyone liked hearing that. The backlash was immediate and vicious. Social media erupted with outrage, twisting her words into something ugly. Some accused her of entitlement. Others went even further, dragging race into it, claiming that Lexie and Caitlin's popularity was rooted in privilege, not performance. It was the kind of discourse that completely missed the point. Lexie never mentioned race. She never disrespected anyone. She talked about professionalism, about accountability, about respect. And the fact that people turned that into something divisive proved her point. Jealousy has replaced honesty in the WNBA conversation. Amid the chaos, her supporters fought back, fans, analysts, and even former players who recognized the courage it takes to speak up in a league that often punishes those who do. They understood that Lexie wasn't being petty. She was being brave. Because telling the truth in a system that thrives on silence is an act of rebellion. Her comments about Dawana Bonner hit another nerve. Bonner's sudden departure had already left fans puzzled, but hearing Lexie confirm that players themselves were kept in the dark made the situation even murkier. There was no team statement, no closure. Just a quiet release and a growing sense that professionalism had taken a back seat to personal decisions. Bonner left to play alongside her partner, a choice many defended, but the way it happened revealed a double standard. If a rookie had done the same, the criticism would have been relentless. Yet when a veteran does it, everyone looks away. Lexie wasn't attacking Bonner, she was demanding consistency. That's what makes this moment so powerful. Lexie Hull didn't start a fight, she finished one. She spoke for every young player who's been told to stay quiet and respect the veterans, even when those veterans don't show the same respect back. She spoke for every teammate left blindsided by unspoken politics. And she spoke for Caitlin Clark, who's been targeted for bringing the attention that everyone claims to want, but not everyone can handle. By the time the interview made its rounds online, the WNBA's divisions had never been clearer. There's the old guard, the players who feel overlooked, who think their years in the league should automatically entitle them to the spotlight. And then there's the new generation, the Caitlins, the Lexies, who are redefining what that spotlight looks like, connecting with fans in ways the league has never seen before. Lexie's words drew a line between the two worlds. On one side, bitterness. On the other, evolution. And the more people tried to twist her message, the more obvious it became that she was right. What makes her defense of Caitlin Clark so impactful isn't just loyalty, it's truth. Lexie didn't sugarcoat the reality that jealousy has infected parts of the league. She didn't hide behind platitudes about healthy competition. She looked directly into the camera and told the truth, that the WNBA's greatest challenge isn't visibility. It's ego, and when the WNBA itself refused to comment, staying silent as the firestorm grew, that silence spoke louder than any press release ever could. The league that preaches empowerment went quiet the moment empowerment got inconvenient. It was proof that some truths are too real for PR slogans. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, stayed composed, letting her game do the talking. While chaos swirled online, she and Lexie continued to show up, practice hard, and compete like professionals. That calm, that poise in the middle of a storm is what separates them. It's what makes fans believe in them. In the end, Lexie Hull didn't just defend a teammate. She defended integrity. She reminded everyone what the WNBA is supposed to stand for: hard work, respect, and authenticity. She said what the league needed to hear, not what it wanted to hear. And that's what makes her voice so powerful, because beneath the noise and the online outrage lies the truth. Jealousy will fade, but honesty lasts. The league can't grow by hiding from its flaws. It can only evolve when players like Lexie Hull dare to tell the truth, even when it burns. And that's the legacy of this moment. Not controversy, not chaos, but courage. Lexie Hull didn't just go off. She stood up. For her teammate. For her team. And for the future of women's basketball. So what do you think? Was Lexie Hull out of line? Or was she the only one brave enough to say what everyone else was thinking? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the stories shaking up the WNBA, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, because the truth is only just getting started.